Hello everybody. Right, so you're in another module. So this one, in this topic, in this particular area, we're going to share here 10 ways to make cash flow. Now there are lots of other ways to make cash flow, but this is just 10 ways to potentially make cash flow. And if you use one or maybe two of these and it works, then it's done what it needs to do. So the first one, which we have in here, stop spending on shit you don't need. Now, I'm the worst person at this. If you buy when you're stressed or you like gadgets and gizmos and toys, I mean, look behind me. I'm the nightmare for this. But if you don't need it, don't get it. You don't need 3 Rolexes or all these sorts of things. You know, maybe have one if you've always wanted it. Of course, reward yourself if you want something. But if you don't need it, don't get it. That will help keep money in your bank and in your business. Number 2, let's have a look what we've got. Number 2, sell what doesn't make you money. So this is quite interesting, particularly in lockdown. Some of you and some businesses are going through a real tough time. So what we did in the first lockdown was sell lots of assets that didn't make us money. So some of the statues, and I personally maybe sold some of my watches and some of the things that I had to create cash flow, because some of the businesses, some of the companies that we work with weren't able to pay, so needed to generate money to make sure everything was okay on top of what we had in the business. So sell what doesn't make you money. Have a look around at home, have a look around in your business. If it doesn't make you money, you haven't used it for a long time, do you really need it? Get rid of the clutter, sell it, get it on eBay, get it out there. You'll actually start creating a lot of money on things that what you bought new for you will be new for somebody else. They just might not be able to get the next thing. So sell what doesn't make you money in your business or personally at home. Now, number 3, this one is really important. Lots of people don't do this when they're busy because they'd say they don't have time, but focus on the big 2, sales and marketing. You should always be selling and you should always be doing marketing. And companies that are busy are selling and marketing when they're busy. So always do sales and marketing, which does bring me to the 4th one here, that if in sales and marketing for a lot of people is quite difficult now. Sometimes for business owners it's great, but if you're not comfortable, then go to an expert or to a business whose superpower is exactly that. So we've got above me, whoop, if you do not like sales and marketing, partner or joint venture with someone who that's their superpower. So that is number 4. Number 5, which we have, low cost, high margin. So what in your business right now is a low cost product or service, but you've got higher margin? Now it might be that you've invested quite heavily in something at the beginning and nurtured it and evolved it, but now you have it, you can sell it. So maybe it's an online course. I've got courses that I sell additional to what I do with RJDM. Maybe you have an e-commerce solution in your business. And if you have an e-commerce solution and you reducing the interactions, how's that autonomous process going to free up low cost and high margin stuff for you? So what is low cost, high margin in your business and how can you push that? And maybe use that within the sales and marketing. Now, number 6, we have sell your time, knowledge and experience. Okay, so you're never going to make loads and loads of money just by selling time because it's limited. It's probably our most valuable commodity, but your knowledge, your experience has a value, and we are all foul for giving it away for free because everybody wants to give advice. Now, sometimes when you give advice, people don't want to hear it and they don't necessarily want that advice. And some of you might see this, I don't want to know this. But if you put a value on your time and a value on your knowledge and you sell that, then that is something that can also give you cash flow. So don't just give everything away for free. And one of the problems with giving things away for free is because people don't see a value in it, they probably won't implement that advice. So sell your time, your knowledge and experience, but sell the value. Some of you have been to university and been in business 20 years, 30 years, however long it might be. Whatever makes you unique and your superpower has taken time to get there. So put a value on that and maybe you can sell that. Maybe you're doing that already. Now, number 7. Now, this is a real big one because people are always complaining about I don't have time and all these sorts of things. But repurposing and sweating assets, multimedia repurposing. In our animations and projects that we do, the media company rjdm.com, I tell our customers, sweat the asset. Sweat the animation, use it for print, for press, repurpose it as much as you can so you get the most bang for your buck. But if you're doing videos, transcribe them, turn them into blogs. If you're doing social media posts, put them across all the social media. Do all of those things, repurpose, omnipresence, be everywhere. We have a whole section on that, but repurpose your material. That will help create cash flow and save time. It's a massive one, that one. Absolutely huge. So sell scalable and repurposable products, services and coaching. So actually if we went additional to sort of repurposing the stuff you create, once you've built something, could you resell it? If it is a product or service, or if it is coaching, what would you coach? Would you coach in your business space? Would it be a product on your website? Maybe it's a how-to guide or something really useful in your sector that people would buy, and that actually, if you were to do it as a one-off, it would take quite a lot of time and effort. But if you was to sell the same product to many people, like a how-to guide, I don't know, whatever it might be in your business, what could it be? For a nominal amount, if you are omnipresent and you are everywhere, then people could buy that product. So that's another one. That's number 8. And then we have number 9. Build your celebrity influencer and go-to expert position. So not everybody wants to be a celebrity. Not everybody wants to be an influencer. But in the business, people buy from who they know. Best known beats best product. So why do people buy from you? And the more people that know you, the more people that see you, they'll feel like they know you, and therefore the barrier of uncertainty will become a little bit clearer because they'll feel like they know you. So create your influencer, stamp your positioning. When we are doing projects for a number of the brands that we do, the brands are trying to be dominant. They're trying to own that space. So do exactly that for your business. Let everybody know who you are and position yourself as the expert in that space. So write that blog, do that video, do that post. So when people look around, they see you. Now there's lots of people in business and all these sorts of things and the coaching, and lots of business owners go, I hate business coaching and I hate that. Okay, fine. But in your business, why would I go to you for whatever it might be? For us in animation, why do people come to us for animation? Because we've been around for 20 years. Now, people don't care you've been around for 20 years, but what does that mean? It means we have serviced many brands, many companies, and that knowledge can be transferred. So everybody who works with us benefits from all of that on what works, success projects, case studies. So that is another reason, position yourself and your company as the expert voice, the go-to comfort, omnipresence. That's another one, omnipresent. Omnipresent is so big. And what you're in fact, in the notes, which we have, because this will be repurposed as well, in the notes section in the module, write down against each of these questions again what it is in your business, or pause the video in between. Pause the video and just write the answers in the notes section for each of these. Now, it doesn't have to be in the notes section, because if I push this on YouTube, which I will, you'll be able to make notes in your pad. But for those that are in the 18 or on SLC Pocket or access it, click the notes, and against each one, pause the video and write it. But what, and the last one actually here, which we did sort of come back to, number 10, this is the biggest one in business. People aren't necessarily wanting to be sold to, but people are like, when I said earlier, if I said, hey, we've been around since 2001, 20 years almost, people don't really care. They care for what you do for them. So what problems you solve. Why do people and your customers want to buy from you? Why do your existing customers buy from you? Have you ever asked them? Ask them, why do you buy from us? And that will start structuring what the future purchases could, should, and will be. But I would say, what problems do you solve in your business? And those problems that you solve, do people buy because of them? And do the rest of your customers know that you solve those problems? And would that help them? So ask questions. If you ask the universe truly for what you want, the reality is the university generally comes together and gives you that. So What problems do you solve, maybe personally or in your business? And does your customer want it? And if your customer doesn't, which customers do? So have a look at your existing customer base. Who buys what, the type of person, the profiling, all of that type of stuff, which is a whole section in itself. Anyway, this is 10 top tips to create cash flow. Each one can be expanded greater. Put notes against each one on what that means for you and your business. And I'll either see you in the next section. Keep safe, keep well. Catch up with you a little later.